Hey there, my friend. How are you? Doing well? Oh, more than well? Fantastic? Awesome, awesome, my friend. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. This is Jerome Shaw, creator of the Open Palm Podcast, marketing motivator, and meditator. Coming at you live today and here in Austin, Texas. Wanted to talk about an interview that was just had with a wonderful friend, Sierra. And we talked about much. We also talked with Vandre, one of her friends, and he was a wonderful gentleman. Thank you, Vandre, for being a part, and thank you all for having me as a part of the session where it was an exchange of ideas. You can catch that on her Instagram, Sierra's Instagram. So we talked about so many different things. We talked about the process, what the process means to us, our process, embracing our process, and not getting caught up by other people's process. We talked about influence. We talked about our path. We talked about so many things that influence us today and being a product of all of our influences, all of the things that have influenced us throughout life, since birth. We also talked about allowing. And I wanted to touch on that because this is going to be something that's very difficult to do when people are not accustomed to allowing, when we want to be in control, right? When we have expectations of the way things that should be, or the way things we think should be, the way things we perceive should be a certain way. And when it turns out that reality sets in and they are a different way than we perceived, they should have turned out, when we run into that wall and our expectations are shattered, our perceptions are challenged, and we begin to suffer. If only because we were not allowing things to be as they are. Many people have asked me, what has meditation given me? Why do you meditate? What has meditation given you? What are some of the things that you've gained from meditation? Well, I believe that one of the things is the ability to simply allow. And I do not mean inaction, because there is, inaction, there's non-action, there's the action of non-action, there's all sorts of different things, but I believe in being persistent while also being patient. So patience and persistence. Allowing things to play out as they do instead of as we want them to. Because there are certain instances when we run into something that we did not expect. We can do all the planning in all the world, right? We can plan till the rooster crows, till the sun comes up and goes down. We can plan. And there's nothing wrong with planning. But I'm sure you would agree with me that there are some things that happen that we did not plan for positive and negative. In this balance, this thing called life, there are certain things that we could have never planned for, but they still happen. And if we cling, if we hold on to our expectations and the ways that we think that things should be, our perceptions of how things should be, because this is what I planned for. When we hold on to these things, they can often hold us back from moving forward. When we do not release our hold, when we do not relinquish this thing, we can suffer. Hey Jeremiah, what's happening, brother? Thank you for joining. I appreciate having you on the stream. Thank you for being live. Thank you for being you, brother. Anyone who's coming after this is over, feel free to hashtag replay. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for listening. Allowing, my friend. What were some times in your life that you might have been afraid to allow? That you wanted to be so in control and you would not let go? What were some times in your life? Comment below. Let me know. Share with me. I'd love to hear them. What were some times in your life that you were afraid to allow? But when you finally released all expectation, when you let go and allowed things to unfold as you took action, right? As you proceeded, as you were failing forward, right? When you let go and you allowed things to unfold, were you closer or farther away from a destination? When you embrace the process, when you embrace the journey and let go of how long things would take, did it not get you further? Hindsight is always 20/20. Perfect vision when we are reflecting on the past. When you reflect, my friend, was the holding on, the clinging to, the grasping in your clutches, controlling every moment. Did that get you closer to your goal, to your dream, to your desired outcome, to the results that you were looking for? Did that get you closer, or did it hold you back? Did it leave you farther away? Allowing. Allowing. You know, we can often mistake passivity for laziness. We can mistake, one thing for another. We can say, oh, he's surrendered. He's given up, right? He's surrendered. But what is surrendering? Isn't there a way to surrender to the process? To surrender to and be willing to endure? That's another type of surrender, right? You haven't given up. You've surrendered to the process. Instead of focusing all the time on the ways that you think it should be, you've surrendered to the way it is, right? And you haven't stopped. You've kept going. I believe that there's power in that. There's power in letting go. There's power in releasing our expectations and allowing things to flow. All waters flow to the ocean, they say. I've been reading the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, and it's been teaching me so much. Water is the softest substance, but it can erode and wear down the hardest rock, right? And it doesn't do it because of its pressure, but because of its persistence. It simply keeps going. When you use no way as the way, right? Our impediments to action become the action. What's blocking the way becomes the way. We adapt, we overcome. Like Bruce Lee, be formless, shapeless. Formless, shapeless like water. When you put water in a teacup, it becomes the teacup. You put water in a pot, it becomes the pot. You put it in a kettle, it becomes the kettle. Being water, without resistance to the way things are, we are allowed in when we allow. We can slip in and maneuver through any crack, any crevice in the wall. We slip right through when we let go, when we allow, and when we flow. So what does allowing mean to you, my friend? I ask you this question. Comment below, share, let me know. When has been a point in your life when you were afraid to allow? What did that get you? And when was a point when you allowed? And where did that take you? Did it take you somewhere that you could have only dreamed of, that you could have never planned for, but you ended up right where you needed to be? Thank you for listening. And I appreciate you. And thank you, Sierra. I hope that you watch this because you inspired this, my friend. I appreciate the dialogue. I appreciate us voicing these things because it is needed. Like you say all the time, it's so pivotal, especially in this age. And I'm so glad that we get to exchange. So, looking forward to the next episode. And be well, my friend. Be blessed. Have a wonderful, awesome evening or morning, whenever you are watching this, wherever you are. Be prosperous and be productive. And be unafraid to allow. Moving forward with imperfect action, but you are still allowing things to unfold. May it get you to where you desire to be. Take care.